Reasons why Navy sailors kneel right next to a plane taking off on an aircraft carrier. Are you ready to discover what happened during one of the most exciting times on an aircraft carrier? Imagine being just a few feet away from a vast, roaring jet engine as it lifts a fighter plane off the deck and into the air. Now, picture a group of Navy sailors kneeling right next to that engine. They don't seem to care about the loud noise and strong wind. Why would these brave men and women be in such a dangerous situation? And what could this ritual be hiding? In this video, we'll examine why Navy sailors kneel beside a plane taking off from an aircraft carrier. We'll learn about the history and meaning of this daring tradition. As we look into this exciting and mysterious part of Navy life, get ready to be amazed. The aircraft carrier is not only an engineering marvel, but also one of the world's most dangerous places to work. The noise is loud, and it's hard to believe that so many planes and people can fit on just 4 acres of reinforced steel. But the crew moves purposefully, and each sailor knows how to do the complicated dance that keeps this machine running smoothly. In the middle of all this, you'll see a sailor kneeling beside an airplane, as if in prayer, right before it takes off into the sky. It's a sign of respect for how strong the plane is and how good the pilots are who will fly it. The flight deck of a U.S. Navy carrier is a place where chaos and order meet, danger and beauty collide, and human creativity is on full display. What kind of danger could arise on the flight deck of a carrier, and how do the crew members mitigate these risks? The flight deck of an aircraft carrier is like a big symphony where every sailor plays their part perfectly. Communication is essential even when there's a lot of noise, and sailors have mastered the art of communicating without words. Kneeling is just one of the many gestures they use to send important messages. If you see a sailor in a yellow shirt kneeling, they're the shooter and have given the cat crew the go-ahead to launch the plane. On the other hand, a sailor in a green shirt is waiting for the next plane to come up so they can fire the catapult. And if they're wearing clothes of a different color, they're probably members of the quality assurance team waiting to check the next plane. It's a complicated dance that requires a lot of coordination, and even the smallest mistake could be disastrous. Before taking off, every plane must go through a quick check for leaks and other problems to make sure the flight is safe. It's incredible to see how clever and precise people can be to keep this engineering marvel running well. The box on the deck between the cats is a hub of activity for the cat crew, ordnance department members, and QA final checkers. Hand signals play a crucial role in communication here, ensuring everyone's on the same page during launches and recoveries. Even the slightest misinterpretation could lead to a catastrophic event, so pilots must follow a standardized process before taking off. After starting the plane, the pilot signals their readiness with a thumbs up to the plane captain, who awaits a yellow shirt to take command of the aircraft. It's a tightly choreographed dance that requires utmost precision to ensure the safety of everyone involved. What's the process for becoming a yellow shirt, and what kinds of responsibilities do they have during a launch? Communication is the key to safe takeoffs and landings in the high-stakes world of aviation. The people in yellow shirts on the flight deck are essential to this process. They give the pilots and other crew members crucial information using hand signals and body language. When it's time to get the plane ready to fly, the person in the yellow shirt will give a thumbs up to show that everything is prepared. Then, they will move their arms in sweeping motions to show that the chocks and chains are being taken off the plane. Once done, the person in the yellow shirt will use hand signals to move the aircraft around the flight deck. But a yellow shirt's job isn't just to move its arms around. They must always be aware of their surroundings because even a tiny mistake could have disastrous results. Because of this, they can't move when the plane is coming close. Overall, body language and hand signals are important parts of communication in aviation. It ensures that everyone on the flight deck is on the same page and that planes can take off and land safely. Now that we've covered the detailed pre-launch procedures, let's shift our focus to the actual launch itself and what the pilots experience during this exhilarating moment. As the aircraft makes its way to one of the 4 catapults, the handler in flight deck control guides and regulates the direction and sequence of the planes, ensuring that there are contingency plans in place for any unforeseen circumstances. Upon arrival at the catapult, The aircraft is prompted to extend its wings with a sweeping motion, followed by a signal from the director to drop the launch bar, resembling a rather rude hand gesture. With precision, the aircraft lines up the launch bar and catapult shuttle, especially if it carries munitions, which will be armed just before it settles into position on the CAT. Throughout this delicate and potentially dangerous process, the orderly or red shirt provides a hands-up signal, ensuring that the arms of both pilots are always visible. The gun hand position, often observed in cruise footage, is a preference among many pilots. As the aircraft inches closer to the moment of takeoff, the tension and anticipation in the air become palpable, signaling the need for flawless execution of each step in the launch process. While preparing for a catapult launch, several crucial steps must be executed precisely. First and foremost, the orderly must arm the aircraft by extending both arms forward and placing one fist within the palm of their hand. However, this is only the beginning, as the aircraft must then taxi onto the catapult and begin taking tension, which requires significant power to overcome the resistance of the holdback fitting located on the rear of the nose gear. Furthermore, the take tension signal comes into play during the taxiing process. This is where the person wearing the yellow clothing will look in both directions before simultaneously doing two hand signals. One hand will be lifted with the palm facing outward to signify off the brakes, while the other hand will be stretched out in front of the body to indicate taking stress. However, the real adrenaline rush comes when the jet squats down until it's at the muzzle of a loaded pistol. The final director transfers control to the shooter, who will frenetically wave their hands in the air in anticipation of the run-up signal. The pilot then wipes out the controls, sets the military power, and performs a last check of the instruments. It's vital to note that the launch bar will only rise once these steps have been executed flawlessly. When the launch goes well, the pilot thanks the shooter by saluting and putting his hand on either the towel rack or the stick, depending on what he likes better. But the shooter has to follow a set of rules as well. He returns the salute, points to each item on the final checklist, taps the deck, and signals forward that the launch is about to happen. After landing, the signals are simple enough. As the pilot gets closer to the landing spot, he sees someone in a yellow shirt standing to his right and pulling on one of his thumbs to tell him to slow down. Once the trap is set, there's a short pause before the hookup signal, which is when one thumb is put into the palm of the other hand. After landing, the pilot has to make a critical decision and communicate it to the flight deck chief by giving thumbs up or thumbs down, indicating whether the aircraft is ready for maintenance. Once this is done, the aircraft performs a series of taxiing maneuvers until the person in the yellow shirt signals to install the chocks and chains, using the same gesture as before. Once the aircraft is turned over to the plane captain, the video ends. We hope you enjoyed this insightful glimpse into the world of aviation. Let us know your thoughts on this topic in the comments below. Plus, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can keep up with our future amazing videos. Until then, take care, and we'll see you at the next one.